He says there are certain, and this comes back to my paradoxing, there are certain machlokos which are built into the bria, which are never meant to be resolved. They're meant to exist for eternity. He says one of those machlokos is that how you do chinuch. Do you chinuch by educating the elite and then let it trickle down to the masses, or do education by educating everybody who possibly can? And this was machlokas Rav Gamliel, was Ben Azariah. Rav Gamliel believed you educate the elite, and then what trickles down. And Rav Ben Azariah believed no, we lead everybody and whoever wants to come learn. He says there's no correct answer to this question. And Chakosh Baruch Hu created mechanchim who have different perspectives on this, and the machlekes is a machlekes which is meant to last for eternity, with each person doing what they believe to be the true approach. You know, it's like l'shem shamayim soifa liskayim gives a whole meaning to it, a different meaning to it. But you know what Rabbi Yisrael Salanter says about l'shem shamayim soifa liskayim? He says if people argue that they don't think l'shem shamayim, eventually they'll come to some sort of agreement. But if everybody thinks they're l'shem shamayim, they're never going to settle the machlekes. But which is something which you see all the time. But that's Rabbi Yisrael, the latest perspective, I think, is this profound idea that there are meant to be multiple perspectives, and they're both true from their perspective. Yes.
Does God not know?
God can create it. There's not one truth. Again, we get back to this idea. Except for the Yugimali Karim, but Judaism is a remarkably flexible religion. Except for the Yugimali Karim, there's nothing else which you must believe.
And then in Tzidus we would say the same thing, or that we would say different. Let's say the wool is black or white.
Well, you might be insane, but yes, you could argue that point. It's not when they Ikari Emunah.
But I'm saying, okay.
Isn't the question about whether there's one or more than one ontological truth just a question about how you interpret it?
Ontological is also what you only hear in YU. Ontological, teleological, epistemological, these are YU words. Yes.
Isn't this a question? Isn't it just
The rest of the world does, when you get out there, the rest of the world does not speak that way. They don't know what those words mean. Okay? Yeah.
Isn't this just a question on like what approach you take to Elu Ve'elu? Like, aren't there approaches
Yes.
to Elu Ve'elu that say that there is
Right.
one ontological truth?
Yes.
And
Yes, there are approaches like that. But that's not
so
my.
we're going according to one.
Yeah, again, if you could take the Gemara Chagiga, you're right, and it's possible there is, but the Gemara Chagiga, which I'm using, it seems to be the earliest text and seems to be the most authoritative text. There are Moshe has the Shita, but most of that also has to do with halacha, not with Haggadah.